awaydaysbeer.com. Proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from the Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at awaydaysbeer.com. Grab it today. Mass Creations are proud partners of Talking Town. High quality web and software development. From web development to SEO and everything in between, make your vision a reality with Mass Creations. Call 07896 904 571 or visit masscreations.co.uk or email info@masscreations.co.uk. Mass Creations, proud partners of Talking Town. Don't forget, tell them you came from Talking Town to get 10% off. Best Burger in Stone proud partners of Talking Town. Call 01449 680 058 to book a table today. My friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to welcome to our first Matchday Ticket goes to the Euro 2020 competition. Looking forward to this. It's good to be back in the Matchday Ticket hot seat after a couple of weeks away, obviously with the season finishing, so it's good to be back and back without choking on my own breath. I can see the chat getting busy already. Welcome in. If you're not normally with us because you're not normally a Town fan, this is a Matchday Ticket where we're just going to have a pre-game, halftime, and post-game ramble. We'll discuss what we think about everything going on, and you can have your say as well in the live chat. Comments will be on the screen, like this one here from Lee Anderson. Let's hope Wales gets stuffed. Dawn says hi, Tweedy. Welcome in. Get it. Hi, Dawn. And don't forget, we are sponsored by Manscaped. Get 20% off when you use the code TT. Manscaped, your balls will thank you. Precision trimmer, revolutionary. Your wife will probably thank you as well, or significant other. The Crunch all Swiss today. Well, let's discuss that. Right, first of all, a few housekeeping rules. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit subscribe. We are giving away a Town shirt, which you could win. That competition is still open. You can support the show on Ko-Fi. If you're watching on Twitch, you can follow us on there as well. We do regular football stuff. Let's get it going. Right, so let's bring in my George, how you doing, man? You design everything you see on the screen. Everything it's great. I love it. I love the new design. How are you feeling?
It's a pleasure doing it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Long good. I'm absolutely loving this, especially with the two-man team here. You got the Talking Town hashtag. You got the trophy. It's beautiful. We stand here. Technically, is it day one or day two for you? Because I did. He said day two earlier, but because yesterday was day one, right? Or
yeah,
is it one day and one evening?
It's day two. The first day is all about the pomp and ceremony, isn't it? So it's,
did you watch the opening ceremony?
No, I saw Andrea Bocelli. I think I caught the end of it, but I didn't see the rest of it. Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. I'm sure
you're not old enough to remember Italia 90, are you?
Of course I am. I'm older than you by about 10 years.
There you go. You definitely can. I can't. I was about 7 months old, but apparently it was pretty good. Michael asked, where's our signings? Don't know, Michael, but when we have a signing, we'll go live with that as well. I promise you with that. So a few people in the chat today have said we're all Swiss today, etc. Before we speak about the Wales game, Group A's opening game was Italy versus Turkey.
Yeah.
I predicted a 2-1 Turkey win.
I predicted
I was talking to Cruncher about how prediction of international games, and I just go with my gut feeling before kickoff. It's not a read the form guide or look at the players or whatever. It's how I feel at that moment in time. But were you expecting Turkey to be as bad as they were, or did Italy are Italy so superior that's why Turkey looks so poor? What was at play there?
I agreed with what they were saying in the commentary. Really, with that, Turkey looked. I didn't expect them to look as scared as they looked, but give Italy credit because they looked like a good team. They within 5 minutes, I regretted my 2-2 prediction because it never looked like Italy were going to let them through, and they had one half decent chance towards the end of the second half. It was pretty much it. I think they said something like 24 shots to 1 after 76 minutes. It was just men against boys, really. It was, they looked like they were just backing off and giving them way too much respect. But I say, in terms of predictions, all bets are off in major tournaments, aren't they? I think it's just
it's better to be controversial than right sometimes. Mark Rattle, Turkey never turned up. Michael Finch, Turkey got stuffed, although the fisherman thought Italy were shy. Yes, he did. The fisherman did say that they would. I mean, I've got to find the tweet. Well, I can see it's just a classic Mike Brown tweet. I tweeted him and said, I messaged him on WhatsApp saying, Mike, I absolutely love you. I really do. Italy are winning, but not impressed by them. They were really. I mean, they're not the Italy we grew up with, are they?
No, of course they're not. No, they haven't got the. They look like a more consistent team across the squad, if you like. They haven't got the kind of flair, those sort of 3 or 4 flair. And when you say we grew up, obviously I'm 10 years. I have a slightly different Italy team in mind, possibly, but they had a lot of more flair back then. It feels like they just look like a quality young side. You got to think in 4 years' time that look like they could be terrifying. Yeah,
they're doing a lot of things that England were often criticised for not doing, and that is looking at players from clubs that aren't necessarily their top teams, and that was an interesting point. I think the commentators made yesterday. Jermaine Genius, we won't mention, not for me. But Hawks can't think of a single phase where Turkey kept the ball. Never got a ball in behind the back too. No, they had the ball. I think twice, 3 times. That was each time to kick off. After that, they never saw it again. They weren't playing football; they were playing shape.
It was a bit embarrassing. I think it was probably just as much nerves as anything else.
Absolutely. That of course makes today's game, the second game in Group A, even more pivotal, really, because neither team. We never want to lose your opening game, but even more so when you've watched one team be so superior and one team not, because Turkey will now be hurting. They'll be needing a win in their second game against, I believe it's Wales. So on to Wales versus Switzerland. Are we all Switzerland today, George, or are you one of the people, a bit like me, that like to see a home nation do well? Not too well, not better than maybe England, but certainly not, 8-0 defeats, bombing out, etc.
I don't want to see a home nation team do well against England, but I don't wish them particular ill will. But looking at, I've been looking at the sort of their recent results and things. Wales, it's hard to see past Switzerland for me today, but I'm not necessarily rooting for them.
Yeah, if you look at the team, obviously, I believe Keiffer more starts. When he played for Ipswich under Mick McCarthy, fleetingly as it was, did you at any point ever sit there and say to yourself, that guy played the European Championships?
No, probably not. But
no, I certainly didn't know.
but it's so difficult, isn't it? We've talked about this year with our players. I struggle to criticize any of them too much, purely because it's not down to any one of them as individuals. It's down to the team that he was in and the team that was around him. He's gone on to pretty decent things since then. It's hard to argue with what's happened to him since. So I put the onus more on McCarthy and Ipswich than I do on Keiffer more, because someone found it.
sorry, by all accounts, he's a very pivotal player for Wales and makes a lot of things happen. Obviously, their big superstar is Gareth Bale. He's in my Euro fantasy team on the Talking Town Fantasy League, so I want him to absolutely rip it up today, get 3, 4, 5 goals. Because last night I had my captain. It didn't go well for me last night because I had the Turkey centre forward as my captain. So,
well, I mean, I'm not holding that much hope for you today. Bale hasn't scored in 11, has he, at international level?
He's saving them all up for the Euros. Let's be honest. What do you want from today's game as a neutral then? You know, I want Wales to do well. I want all the home nations to do well, just not better than England. That's where I'm up with it. So
yeah, I'm not going to actively root for Scotland, and that's not because I have a problem with Scotland particularly. It's just because they're in the same group as us, so that would be
very different. Very different. Which is why we're not doing any Scottish games.
But yeah, I think it's goals. I mean, when it's international games, when it's one of these tournaments, and you know whether England are involved or not, you just want to see goals, don't you? You want to see exciting football. You don't expect people to play for points because there's not particularly.
Well, there are points at play because there's points.
But you know, there's 3 games, so they need to put a shift in. And I think after last night, they've got extra incentive because no one's going to be expecting to beat Italy.
No.
Yeah. But Wales don't score a lot of goals.
No, but Wales play Turkey next. So what the Welsh definitely don't want is to come on off the back of a defeat. So they want to get beat even more today. Obviously, Switzerland play Italy next. So you definitely don't want to get beat here today because if you get beat here, you're looking at a real uphill battle as it is. So I want an early goal. Because an early goal will really open the game up and make both teams want to go. You know, one team will sit in and protect it, and the other team will need to come out a bit. That's what I kind of want. You know, goals change games, obviously. Good afternoon, Namey Gaming. Lee Anderson, supporters got in the Wales like wanting Norwich to do well. I disagree. It's the same as the Champions League debate, isn't it? When the English teams are in the Champions League, do you root for, say, a Man City or a Man United, or do you root for a Paris Saint-Germain? Well, I always root for the English team because I'm English. They're my league. You want your league to be the best league in the world, I suppose. Michael Fit, let's go Swiss, says Namey Gaming. Looking at the Switzerland side, then very briefly, George, if I run through it, we've got obviously Jan Sommer in goal. Love a bit of Jan Sommer in goal. I think he's really underrated goalkeeper. Xhaka, Shaqiri. Apparently, Xhaka is the brains of the Swiss operation. Any standout players here for you?
No, I mean,
Shaqiri.
No. Yeah, I mean the ones that we know, obviously, but yeah, I was looking at some of the sort of numbers in terms of goal scorers and things before. The one that caught my eye, I think his name's Gavranovic, is on the bench. That might just be because he scored a hat trick against Liechtenstein, but he's scored a few others as well. There's not that many goals in the Moor, but not that many goals in the Swiss side. So hopefully they'll prove me wrong and it will be a 4 or something. But yeah, they'll want to do anything but draw today, I imagine. But yeah, no one I can't claim to know too much about the Swiss national team. But
Michael Finch, he's going to play a big part tomorrow. It's rumored to be up to 29 degrees. Yeah, we'll talk about the remaining games in England. Obviously, probably the full-time show. Have a little bit of that. So join us back then, Michael. Odds for Xhaka to be sent off, as Namey Gaming says he loves his cards. Yeah, I reckon that's probably pretty high. He loves a good card. He reminds me of, not in the same quality, nowhere near, but Gattuso, played for Italy. Yeah, he once headbutted. Was it Jordan at Portsmouth? Do you remember that when Portsmouth were in Europe? Yeah, what a time to be alive. But right, 3 minutes to go. Let's have some bold predictions. Chat, get your bold predictions in for the score. George will kick us off with what he thinks the score will be. He said 4-4 a couple of seconds ago. Is he going to stick to that? That's a very bold prediction if he is.
No, he's not. Yeah, I reckon 2-1 Switzerland.
2-1 Switzerland. Okay, I'm not going to ask you to score the goals. It's a bit unfair in international football, particularly for countries that you don't watch week in, week out. Namey Gaming says 2-1 Switzerland. I'm going to say 2-1 Wales. I almost want a good game, really, but my gut's telling me that Wales they're a streaky side. They get on, look at the last time they were in the Euros. They get a bit of a streaky run, and they put together some results, and they're very much a luck-based team for me. So, if they can get a win here, yeah, let's see where it goes. In an ideal world, all 3 home nations team goes through. George.
Yeah, I'm not going to root for Scotland in our group, but I guess in an ideal world.
Well, with the 3rd place teams going through as well, 4 3rd place teams.
Yeah, true.
You know, that makes it even more intriguing.
It's not at our expense. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to be really dog to not go through with the amount of places they're giving. You know, if they're giving the top 2 and then 4 3rd place teams, you've got to be really dog, haven't you?
Yeah. You got.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't.
That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Switzerland to win 1-1, says Michael Finch. Nathan King says 2-0 Switzerland. Lee says 2-1 Swiss. Namely, if Wales have that spirit, they can do well. Without a shadow of a doubt. They are bigger than their sum of their parts. That's for sure. Right. We're back at half time for a brief 5-10 minute beer and chat. And then at full time again, round it up and then look at some other games as well. George, thank you ever so much. Kickoff is imminent. We will see you all at half time. Let me play your intro to Leah's.